Good morning. This is the 4th of October, and this is Dreamers Kids. They're having a kind of a game of tug of war or keep away or something with the rope, but they're doing super good. And you're going to hear the puppies behind us because everybody's out here this morning working. Kennels are getting cleaned and puppies are barking. So it's noisy this morning around here. These guys are almost ready to go home. They go home starting next week. They go in on Tuesday, I think it is, to be spayed and neutered. So that is rolling around the corner really, really super fast. They've had their shots. They've had their third worming. They'll get their fourth worming at 8 weeks. And other than that, then they're ready to rock and roll. But, so the noise in the background you hear is all the pups in the building that are getting all the attention this morning and getting taken care of. So this morning I went in and took weights on these guys, and now we're going to play tug of war. Now we're getting serious. There's growling going on. Hey, when you go in, can you shut those two windows just for a little bit? All right, we'll shut the noise off out here. I'm going to try and stay on them while I read my paper, but I can't read and watch at the same time. In fact, I better be careful. I'll cover that lens up. All right, so this morning, the big blue merle that is the tank out here is 7 pounds and 6 ounces. The neon orange collared chocolate merle, which is the one on the right, doing all the shaking and the growling and the pulling, that one is 6 pounds even. The other one, which is the purple collar that's now at the top of your screen, or their butts up in the air and facing us, or the farthest away right now, is 5 pounds and 9 ounces. The neon green collar, which is the black, is 4 pounds and 6 ounces. Actually 4 pounds 6.5. Lighten that screen up a little bit might help everything. Oh, there, the orange collar is looking right at us. And then the last one out, I'm sorry. The last one is the light pink collar, which is the party color, which her butt's towards us, and she's the farthest on the left, is 5 pounds 5 ounces. They're getting in that sunbeam, and it makes it hard to see them. These guys have been really fun. They're totally in the house with us. They are doing super good on no bark, no bite, no lick. We work really, really hard on that before they go home. So if you keep that up when they go home, they will follow your direction. But it depends on how good you are about that. They have been, I'm pretty strict on them when they're here. It makes such a difference in how they act when they go home. So if I could redo my boys and go back and apply some of my dog principles to my kids, they wouldn't have liked it as much. But it does make a huge difference on how you raise them. So for the first couple months when you get these guys home, the best thing I can tell you is do not treat them like a baby. They are far from a baby. They will demolish your house. They'll tear stuff apart. They'll ruin your carpet. They'll do all those fun things that you don't want them to do. So set down rules and boundaries and limitations right from day one. Whatever you don't want them to do as an adult, do not let them do as a puppy, even if it's cute. I did have a call about some people that can't shut their dog up. It wants to talk to them all the time. And that is a schnauzer characteristic that sometimes you see in schnoodles. So if they are in front of you and they're starting to do that yodel thing, like roar, don't do it back to them. It's cute. It's so tempting to do it. But what you're doing is you are giving them a positive reaction to their action, and it can become an obnoxious habit. It's like your kids when you're on the phone standing there going, Mom, Mom. That's what the dogs are doing. They're wanting your attention. So the more you do that, the more they're going to get to where when you're busy or you've got somebody there, it becomes extremely obnoxious and you can't stop them. So that's just a little tidbit. The other thing, please do not feel bad about them being in a crate all day. Don't buy the smallest crate you can get. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, but there are people that do that. And it does not keep them from potting in their crate. And the thing people don't understand, until they learn your schedule, until they learn your family's pattern, what time you get up, what time you come home from work, who gets home from school at what time. They are going to potty in that crate and hold it as long as they can, and then they're going to potty because they don't know when you're coming back until they learn your schedule. So be patient. Don't scold them when they potty in their crate. Clean it up. If they're on the floor and they piddle on your floor, don't scold them. Don't swat them with a newspaper. Don't smear their face in it, because what's going to happen is they're going to learn that the repercussion is bad. They don't like it, and they're going to hide from you to do it. So they'll go in another room. Oh, here we're going to start a running game. No, maybe not. Vanessa's walking by them, so they're chasing her around the fence. There goes Vanessa's feet, and they're going, why can't we get out there? But be patient. It's stressful. I mean, raising a puppy isn't an easy thing. But how you come out in the end all determines on how you are with this puppy. Screaming at it does no good. It only puts the fear of God in them. It makes them fear you and cower from you or run when you want them. If they're outside and for some reason they wander off and you say, call their name and yell at them to come here, and they don't chase them. You got to outsmart them. You turn around and you make the high baby voice, which you shouldn't ever use. Clap your hands and go the other direction. You'll find that they're going, oh, they're not mad. It's going to be a game. Let's go. And they'll follow you. Okay, now we're going to run. Sometimes it's really cute. They all get to doing this, and then they play chase in this big circle. I don't think they're going to do it now, though. Let's see. If you have small children in the house, please do not leave them unattended with a puppy. The puppy doesn't mean to hurt them, but it's going to chew on them. It's going to jump up and maybe scratch their face with its claws. So you really want to avoid that. So if you've got a toddler in the house, make sure you run interference with this puppy. And you can teach the puppy not to chew on the toddler also, but you have to be there at the time that it does it. And those of you that are coming here, we'll go over anything you want to go over, because I think everybody in this litter is picking up their puppy. So this will be, oops, clunked your head, didn't you? He says, daggone, that didn't feel good. He's just sneezed. He must have popped hit his nose. So please write down your questions. I did send out all your videos. I did send out your email with your vitamin information in it. If you did not get it, please text me, let me know, and I'll resend it. But it will tell you everything I'm going to tell you when you're here. That way you can write down questions that I did not answer for you on the video. And it makes your time here a lot more fruitful for you, because you're going to get more of your questions answered, and especially if you watch the video before you get here. Turn this light back up on the screen so you can see what's going on. So if you need any things answered or have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. All right, so I guess we'll see most of you in the next week or so, week to 10 days at least. They're doing great. They look like little buffaloes with big, huge coats. I love their coats. Personalities on these guys are so good. They just want attention. They're very loving. They're very outgoing. So I just hope you keep up the good work when you get them home. Be tough. You can do it. Don't let them have the run of your house. One last thing I will tell you about is daycare. I'm not a daycare fan at all. Daycares aren't going to like me to hear me say that. Daycare is just a new fad that was started because somebody thought their dog needed a babysitter during the day. Dogs have been in homes without daycare for years and years and years. They're going to sleep most of the day in their crate. I give them something new to do every day before you go to work. And change their toys daily, because they do get bored with them. Bones are your best friend always. If you want, ask me questions about Bones when you get here. We do Bones all the time. It gives them something to do. It also helps to curb that chewing craze that they have as they're cutting their teeth. Here's the problem with daycare. When you got your dog about halfway trained and you're 6 or 7 months into it, you start feeling guilty because the dog's at home alone. Well, just remember, this is a dog, not a child. And if you take it to daycare, most daycares have what they call the playroom. they turn them out in a group of dogs that, you know, get along, and they usually have a babysitter that sits in there with them and watches them during the day. The thing is, they run helter-skelter all day, no supervision, no structure, no nothing. And then when you get the dog home, it's like sending your kids to your well, in my case, ex-husbands for the weekend when they're little, or a week, and getting them back, and you have to retrain them. That's what the dog is at a doggy daycare. So I am not a fan of a doggy daycare. Boarding your dog, absolutely. If you need to do a vacation or whatever, boarding your dog is different than daycare. I also would ask the daycare or the boarding facility, do you do open play time? Your dog will be fine at a boarding facility with a walking 2 or 3 times a day on a leash, back in the kennel, because they have large kennels. They don't put them in those little plastic boxes. If they do, switch daycares or switch boarding facilities. I know my vet has them in 5x10 kennels. That is fine to be in, and they'll take them out and walk them, so they have structure that way. So anyway, that's my dig on daycares. I've had so many clients call me and complain at 6 months to a year and a half old after they've started daycare, their dog does not mind anymore. It nips. It wants to play really rough, and that's because they do it in daycare. So if you own a daycare, please don't call me, because my opinion's not going to change. So I hope you have a great week. Bring me your questions. We'll talk about anything you've got that you'd like to know of when you're here, and we'll talk to you soon.